My wife begged to open our 5-year marriage for a UPS guy. I'm attracted to him. She kept lying. Our 7-year history ended in a legal battle now. Ryan, 31, married Sophia, 30. We've been married for 5 years, and together for 7 since meeting at a neighborhood event. Sophia is a downtown medical office administrative assistant. Mid-sized firm accountant. We both got good degrees from State College and we're making a good life together. We possess a tiny suburban house, 2 paid-off automobiles, and intend to start trying for kids next year. Our family love us together. My parents flaunt their gorgeous daughter-in-law to friends. Her parents love me like their son. We travel with family and host dinners, and everyone says we're perfect together. Hannah, Sophia's sister, calls us relationship objectives. My brother Luke wishes to find what we have. The same UPS delivery guy has delivered to Sophia's office for 4 years. Ethan, 28, is single. Sophia infrequently mentioned him, generally saying he was kind or had brought a huge shipment that day. Nothing much occurred to me. Sophia mentioned Ethan more 7 months ago. She would tell me about his compliments on her new hairdo or how he asked about her weekend plans. She timed her lunch breaks to be in the office when he arrived. She said they talked for 20 minutes when he brought things. Sophia returned home in March looking different. She lingered on our couch staring at the wall before dinner. When I asked what was wrong, she stated Ethan asked her a sensitive question that day. She told me he was attracted to her and wanted to know if she was too. She stated she couldn't answer because she was married. But she looked at me and said she had to be honest. She liked talking to Ethan and found him handsome. She maintained she would never cheat, but the pull was there. She wondered if she was a bad wife. I assured her her attraction to others was normal and trusted her entirely. I thought it was over. Sophia grew distant during the next few weeks. Dinner time saw her staring out the window. She used her phone more. She went to bed earlier than usual, claiming fatigue. Sophia asked me about open marriages 2 months later over coffee on a Saturday morning. She stated she read online about married couples that permitted each other to see other individuals. She inquired if it would ever work. I was surprised. I told her that sounded like a formula for catastrophe and that if people wanted to sleep with others, they should divorce. She nodded and suggested lunch. Sophia revisited it the following week. She was direct this time. She was thinking about Ethan a lot and wondering whether we could explore that attraction without losing our marriage. She loved me and wanted to stay married, but she wondered about Ethan. I directly asked her if she liked Ethan beyond physical attraction. She thought about him daily and anticipated his deliveries more than anything else in her work week. She stated she had never felt this strongly about anyone since we met. I thought about her words all weekend. Sophia was silent, and let me think. On Sunday night, I asked if she had crossed any lines with Ethan. They never touched, texted, or met outside of work, she said. After Ethan asked her that question months ago, she revealed she told him she found him handsome. It hit me hard. That felt like emotional cheating, I told her. She defensively claimed they were being honest, and not cheating. That night we battled for hours. Sleeping in the guest room. Sophia apologized before work the next morning. She saw how her friendship with Ethan had crossed bounds and decided to keep their interactions to business. She felt our marriage trumped any other attraction. Normalcy returned for 4 weeks. Sophia ceased mentioning Ethan. She seemed more engaged in our chats. We enjoyed visiting my parents over the weekend. I thought we'd resolved everything. Sophia told me something one night in May while we were in bed after getting intimate. Despite trying to focus on our marriage, she kept thinking about Ethan. She wanted to talk to him more after limiting their discussions. She felt like she was lying by denying the desire. She inquired again about open marriage. This time, she specified. She asked to pursue her relationship with Ethan while married to me. She stated it would be physical and not affect our relationship. She pledged to value our marriage more. I was quiet for ages. I was hurt that she couldn't let things go, but I also wondered if our marriage could withstand it. Sophia appeared so divided about the matter that I wondered whether letting her vent may preserve our marriage. I promised Sophia I would consider it under specific conditions after a week of thinking. I stated we needed clear regulations and complete transparency. She agreed quickly and looked relieved. Next 2 weeks were devoted setting guidelines. First, interactions have to be announced with times and locations. Second, we would discuss what transpired without graphic details. Third, safety was required. Fourth, either of us could end the agreement for any reason. Sophia requested 2 more rules. She wanted to hide our open marriage from family and friends. She wanted a pledge that we will stay married and resolve conflicts together. I disregarded both regulations. I told her I wouldn't hide secrets from people we cared about if necessary. I couldn't commit to stay married because I didn't know how I'd feel once things started. Sophia was dissatisfied but decided to stick to the 4 guidelines. Looking back, I should have paid more heed to her reasons for more precautions. I should have known she had the same concerns as me. I was focused on seeming fair and reasonable at the moment. Sophia didn't act on the open marriage for a month. She claimed she was worried about doing it. I was hoping she would reject it. Ethan then asked her why she seemed different on one of his delivery. Sophia realized she missed their longer discussions and didn't want him to believe she was mad. That afternoon, she texted me about inviting Ethan to drinks after work to explain the issue and see if he was interested. I said that she should do what she wanted. Sophia said she met Ethan at a bar near her office that night. She explained our open marriage and asked him to join. Ethan was astonished yet curious, she claimed. They agreed to meet at his apartment Thursday night after work. I left early for work on Thursday to avoid seeing Sophia get ready for her date. I silenced my phone during meetings to avoid her messages. Since I hadn't answered to her earlier messages, she texted me around 3 p.m. to check on me. I replied that I was all right and would see her that night at home. Sophia texted me around 4:30 p.m. that she loved me and will be home by 7 p.m. Just as I was feeling concerned. As anticipated. I never updated because I hoped things would improve on their own. They didn't. Sophia went straight to the shower when she got home that Thursday night without saying anything. She made dinner earlier and put it in the fridge with a note indicating she would cook for me. She brought wine and candles to the dining room, but I wasn't home. I went to a sports bar to watch the basketball game since I couldn't stand being there when she returned back from Ethan's. After turning off my phone, I stayed till almost midnight. Sophia slept in our bed when I got home. The fridge had a plate of food. Sophia tried to tell me what happened the next morning. She found Ethan nice, but not fantastic. She realized how much better things were with me. She said she wanted to end the open marriage because it could ruin our connection. I told her it was too late. I stated she got what she wanted and I deserved the same. Since we agreed, she couldn't complain when I stated I'd start looking for a date. Sophia went quiet and inquired if I had a person in mind. I declined but promised to find someone. She asked me if I wanted to hurt her or be with someone else. I replied my motivation didn't matter because we agreed. Over the weekend, I downloaded dating apps and created profiles. I stated I was married and seeking casual meetings. Sophia watched me from the couch without comment. Within days, I matched with several women. Olivia, 27F, a night shift nurse, wanted something casual and no strings attached. We met for coffee after a week of texting. The lovely woman was easy to talk to. Meeting at her residence the following weekend was planned. Sophia requested a conversation before I told Olivia my ideas. She regretted her Ethan error. She wanted to end our marriage and return to normal. She said she would do anything to remedy her mistake. I told her I was meeting Olivia. I stated Sophia had opened this door and I wouldn't let her slam it shut because she didn't like what was within. I replied I could examine my alternatives if she could explore her desire to Ethan. Sophia didn't argue, but she changed. I texted Olivia and she left the room. She went to bed sooner. She stopped talking about work. She answered briefly and seemed distracted. Sophia left early the day I was meant to meet Olivia and didn't return until late. She said she spent the day with her sister Hannah but didn't elaborate. Sophia was asleep with the lights off when I arrived from Olivia's apartment about 10 p.m. Sophia inquired about Olivia the following morning. I assured her it was fine and I'll see Olivia again. Sophia nodded in comprehension. Over the next week, she asked more questions. She wanted to know when I was seeing Olivia, how long I would remain out, and if I liked her. Sophia was reminded that we committed to share basic information, not questioning. Her inquiries felt like she was attempting to control my experience without letting me manage hers. Sophia stated she was attempting to understand our marriage. 4 weeks after meeting Olivia, I noticed Sophia was coming home later from work. When I asked, she replied she was working additional hours to cover for a sick coworker. But when I called her office one afternoon to check about dinner plans, her colleague stated Sophia left at her usual hour. I confronted Sophia about the lying that night. She broke down and confessed to meeting Ethan again. After seeing Olivia, she realized she didn't want the open marriage to end. She wanted the same freedom if I kept seeing other people. Why did she lie instead of telling me about her plans with Ethan? As the one who wanted to end the marriage, she feared my anger. She didn't want me to believe she was hypocritical. The greater concern was that she was meeting Ethan without telling me, violating our first guideline. Our honesty pact was broken by her lying about her location. Sophia replied she didn't think those rules still applied because I was seeing someone. That was not how agreements worked. I reminded her. I replied I followed Olivia's original rules, by announcing my goals and being honest. I said her rule breaking showed she couldn't handle an open marriage responsibly. Sophia apologized and pledged to comply. She promised to inform me of Ethan's future plans. She also asked about my future intentions with Olivia using the same system. Something had changed between us. Conversations felt strained. We tracked each other's outside activities competitively rather than supportively. Instead of talking, we ate supper on our phones. We stopped planning weekends together since we were occupied with separate plans. By the end of the month, I realized we lived more like roommates who occasionally slept together than a married couple who saw other people. Update 2. The open marriage lasted 7 weeks before ending. Sophia's sister Hannah called me at work in late July. She stated Sophia seemed different in previous discussions and asked whether we were okay. I told Hannah Sophia and I were having some relationship troubles, but nothing significant. Hannah stated Sophia said I worked late and seemed aloof at family events. She asked whether I was having job troubles or anything else she should know about. I told Hannah work was fine and thanked her for checking in. However, Hannah's call made me understand our position was affecting our family bonds. Sophia and I were too busy with outside relationships to attend family functions. We canceled supper with my parents twice in recent weeks. Since Sophia's open marriage, we hadn't had our monthly game night with her family. My brother Luke unexpectedly visited our house on Saturday afternoon the following week. Sophia was at Ethan's, and I was getting ready for supper with Olivia. Luke wanted to check in because we'd been busy. Sophia and I slept in different bedrooms, which Luke observed. We started this arrangement a few weeks earlier because our schedules with others meant we came home at various times and didn't want to wake each other up. But I recognized how it may have looked to someone unaware of our arrangement. I told Luke Sophia and I were going through a hard time but working on it. Luke volunteered to help in any way he could and hoped we could work things out because we were so amazing together. I sat in our empty house wondering if we were making a big mistake after he departed. Sophia arrived from Ethan's apartment that evening, and I asked if she had told anyone about our open marriage. She said she considered telling Hannah, but she knew she wouldn't understand. I told her about Luke's visit and how awkward it had been to explain why we seemed to be having troubles without explaining what we were doing. Sophia shared her thoughts. She stated lying to her family about her activities was tiring. She missed sharing her life with her loved ones. After ending the open marriage, we focused on rebuilding our relationship. Sophia informed Ethan that Olivia and I would no longer see her. We promised to deactivate dating apps and reconnect in the evenings. First week, everything improved. Like before, we cooked dinner, watched movies, and discussed work. We planned to visit my parents and have Hannah and her boyfriend around for supper the next weekend. However, Ethan visited Sophia's office on a delivery-free day. Sophia informed me that night that Ethan missed her and wanted to know if she would reconsider quitting their relationship. She answered no and begged him to respect her decision. Ethan visited us 2 days later. He wanted to speak to Sophia when I answered the door. I informed him Sophia was unavailable and instructed him to leave. Ethan stated he knew Sophia didn't want to break up and that I was probably making her stay away from him. Ethan was wrong, and Sophia and I had ended our open marriage. Ethan didn't trust me and needed Sophia's word. After I refused to retrieve Sophia from upstairs, Ethan stated he would keep coming back until she talked to him. Sophia stated she'd phone Ethan to tell him she didn't want to see him anymore when I told her about his visit. To clarify the problem, Ethan called Sophia at work the next day and invited her to meet for coffee. Sophia agreed, wanting to terminate things permanently so Ethan wouldn't bother us. Sophia stated Ethan didn't like the news when she got home that afternoon. She stated he accused her of wasting his time and luring him on. He also made unpleasant comments about our marriage, she said. She said Ethan said I was manipulating her and she would realize her mistake. 4 days later, Ethan called me at work. He requested a face-to-face discussion with Sophia. He claimed Sophia wanted to meet him but was blocked by me. If I loved Sophia, I would want her to be happy, he said. I informed Ethan he was wrong about Sophia's feelings, and to cease approaching us. Ethan claimed he didn't believe me and would keep talking to Sophia until she informed him she didn't want to see him. I asked Sophia what she told Ethan during their coffee rendezvous that night. Sophia informed Ethan that she would no longer see him and prioritized our marriage. When I asked for further specifics, Sophia said she had informed Ethan that ending things was hard because she had enjoyed their time together. I asked Sophia if she gave Ethan any incentive to keep seeing him. Sophia admitted she may have been too gentle about ending things to avoid hurting Ethan. She thought Ethan mistook her politeness for an indication that she was being forced to break up. The following week, Ethan started visiting Sophia's office during her lunch breaks, even when he had no deliveries. Sophia's co-workers asked why the UPS driver was searching the building. Sophia's supervisor questioned if their delivery service had a problem. Sophia reported feeling trapped. She couldn't tell her employer why Ethan was bothering her without revealing our open marriage, But she couldn't ignore his conduct because it was affecting her work environment. She stated she might work from home more to avoid Ethan. Update 3. Everything culminated in September when Ethan's behavior exceeded our expectations. Ethan had been visiting Sophia's office practically daily for 4 weeks. Sophia's manager ultimately complained to UPS about their driver's unprofessionalism. It got worse when the business shifted Ethan to another route. Ethan waited for Sophia in the parking garage where she parked her car without his delivery job, which gave him access to her building. Sophia texted me when she left work so I could expect her home. Ethan cornered her and insisted on extensive chats about their relationship, so she often arrived late. Sophia came home shaken one mid-September evening. She stated Ethan followed her car from work and parked outside our house. Ethan approached her in our driveway after she got out of her car and requested to come inside to talk to us. Sophia claimed Ethan thought he could convince me with a frank conversation that she wanted to keep seeing him. She stated Ethan believed I was an aggressive husband who controlled Sophia and prevented her from making her own decisions. Ethan was in his car across the street when I peered out our front window. When I contacted the police non-emergency number, I said someone wouldn't leave us. Ethan was instructed by the responding police to leave our neighborhood and cease pestering us. But Ethan continued. He called Sophia's office many times a day the next week. Sophia's manager advised her to find a new job if Ethan's behavior didn't improve soon because it was upsetting the office. Sophia decided to confess to her supervisor why Ethan was upsetting her. She said she had dated Ethan personally and was attempting to break up. Her supervisor was kind, but she couldn't let Sophia's personal issues affect work forever. Ethan started ringing our house phone. Without knowing the number, I stopped answering. Ethan sent long voicemails describing why he thought Sophia and I should divorce so she could be with him. All of these messages, angry and pleading, showed that Ethan was upset that Sophia had ended their relationship. Ethan visited my office in early October. He told the receptionist he needed to talk to me regarding a mutual buddy. I instantly told Ethan to leave the lobby when I spotted him. Ethan wouldn't leave unless I admitted to forcing Sophia away from him. My office visit by Ethan was the final straw. Telling my employer the problem and asking for advice. My supervisor suggested I talk to a lawyer about getting Ethan to stop pestering us. Our lawyer stated we had enough evidence to get Ethan a restraining order. His voicemails, visits to both our offices, and following Sophia home showed a pattern of harassment that warranted legal action. We requested the restraining order in November. Ethan was served papers ordering him to keep away from us, our house, and our workplaces. The order barred him from calling, emailing, or otherwise contacting us. Unfortunately, our marriage was already damaged. Ethan's harassment has strained our relationship for months. Sophia rued her involvement with Ethan. I regretted agreeing to the open marriage despite my strong doubts. We focused on Ethan's behavior management. We stopped eating supper together because we were too worried. We stopped making weekend arrangements because Ethan could destroy them. By December, we were strangers sharing a house. Nor were we fighting, but neither were we bonding. In the same room, we watched TV without conversing. We slept and woke up differently. I spent New Year's Eve alone while Sophia went to her sister Hannah's house. We were invited to the same party, but we agreed we weren't ready to act normal around our friends. I realized our marriage ended that night. Our trust and intimacy from 7 years together were damaged by the open marriage experiment. Even when Ethan left, we couldn't find each other. In January, Sophia and I split. She temporarily lived with her sister Hannah while we decided what to do. We told our families we were taking time apart to concentrate on our relationship, but we knew we were definitely divorcing. Our divorce was filed in March. Since we agreed on asset distribution and didn't fight, it was easy.